Hello and welcome back to Pints with Pals. My name is Mike, and joining with me today is Jeremy. Say hi, Jeremy.
Hey, Jerry. How's everyone doing today? Yay!
So we are still doing special episodes. We are drinking with Lincoln, doing the dark Mexican lager.
Yes.
This was brewed by Jeremy in
A while ago.
a year ago. So don't
Almost
jiggle it
a year
around too
ago.
much.
Yeah, I'm a little kind of scared of this one.
Did you get a bucket?
A little bit. I do. I do have a bucket. It's sitting in the bucket right here. Bang. There's. Oh shit!
I got something.
Right there, bang.
Nice. All right, let's do this. Let's listen to that hiss. Woo. Oh, there it's going. No, that's fine.
Like it
So-
is. That's good.
Just pour slowly to not stir up the
Oh, it doesn't smell
bottom.
bad. That's good.
Ooh, there's a lot of
So-
foam.
I try to make a Modelo clone-ish in a way. And it came with I picked up a lime zest pack to put into it. So like lime rinds, and I think I had lemon rinds, and I think a few little odds and ends into it. But it didn't have enough of a flavor to it. So I actually pre-limed this with I chopped up like a bunch of limes and just tossed it into the keg and let it sit for a while. And wow, that is crystal freaking clear. Look at that. Man, you can see me perfectly through it. I have no head compared to Mike. Mike must have shook his up pretty good.
I didn't. I'm gonna stop there. Yeah, it
Doesn't smell bad.
yeah, it smells a little bit limey, a little bit.
So it's not how I remember at all. It's definitely well. It does remind me of like American lager or like American light lagers in a way. Like has that little like maltiness to it, sweetness flavor to it.
It's got a
Like a bitter. It's like a bitter lime flavor now.
yeah. It kind of has like a soapy smell to me for a little bit, like a clean.
Yeah, that could be age too. I can get mine.
It's not.
horrible.
I have tasted much worse
Mhm.
in a much more recent fashion.
I was very, very scared of it. You know, there was like stuff. Like I kegged this. Like this wasn't
Oh
bottle
wow!
condition. So the floating
Stuff at the
stuff has
bottom.
to be leftover from like like I said. I just quartered limes and just tossed it. I squeezed the juice and just tossed them in the keg. Well, I washed them first because I wanted to get the like wild yeast off and
Was it that
weird-
clear when you had kegged it, or when you were off your keg?
So yeah,
Wow,
it
yours
was.
is even more clear. Holy
Yeah.
crap!
Yep. They're really carbonated. And it's weird, like I said, at mine, I don't know, I'm not sure I was coming through on your side, but on my side, this looks like a Modelo or dark,
Mhm.
right?
Not a
Yours
dark.
looks like a red. So yours
Well, mine is
yours
the-
looks like an Irish red.
Yeah, it's the camera because it doesn't look like that through light.
Okay.
So like through light, it's a lot more like yellow.
Okay. It's not horrible.
I don't know how to get the light behind it without shining it
Mhm.
through it. But yeah, it's
So-
definitely got a lot of flavor to it. I feel like there is the lime is going away a little bit with the head. So I think the head was what was giving it the cleaner flavor, the cleaning flavor.
Oh,
Or soap.
on the nose, yeah. Are you picking up any chocolate at all?
No.
Okay. The only reason why I ask is because some people said they did. I just added it in there just for color. It's only 4 ounces, so it's not much in a 5-gallon batch to give it any residual flavor. But a couple of people said they could taste chocolate. Like, well, you have a really good palate because it's only 4 ounces.
The chocolate malt.
Yeah, it was chocolate malt. Yeah.
Um, I like
don't
it.
get it.
I think that it's a pretty good. It's pretty good. Like it's very clean.
Yeah, very
Now,
clean.
did you do
Yeah,
this in pressure fermentation?
yeah, so this is a pseudo lager, right? So do this under pressure because I don't have the equipment for real lagering of anything currently, and I don't know if I'll ever really get it. I've looked at like do-yourself systems. They don't look too bad to build, but like, where am I going to store it? That's the other issue. Is like I put it in the garage, but then I have to wheel it in here, and I don't know. It may not be really that way. I don't make very many loggers, anyways, so I think pseudo loggers are fine for me. I won't put this in a competition ever. Um, but yeah, like I was so afraid. I thought this was going to be bad. I thought this was going to be spoiled. I thought for sure we could crack it open and it was going to smell like death itself or hot garbage. I was so paranoid. Like I've been ever since like Mike received these. I was like, man, I don't know about this one.
Yeah, and then we wait longer and longer and longer to try them.
Well, yeah, it is. It's not bad. I have one left out of all of them, so maybe I'll just finish it off me this weekend or something like that. So I just know they're all gone. I don't have to worry about the thing bad happening to them with age. How many you got left?
I don't know because I don't know how many he sent with me, so I gave one to Jason, so he'll have to try it.
Yeah, Jason wasn't able to make it this evening, so hopefully he'll be back in the next couple episodes. Rejoin us.
Yeah. So I guess Jason's coming up here this weekend, and we're gonna try and do a Mexican style lager. I ordered all the stuff for it. I don't know if I'm gonna do any of the other stuff, but I'm trying to figure out like. So you say you don't have the right stuff to do it, but when you are fermenting, when you like have your temperature control thing, is that just because you can't get it down low enough to like? Mm-mm. Okay, so you can't even with like going through your fridge.
I could, but it's a lot of hand holding. So like I would have to
put ice in the bucket all the time.
Yep, and to flush it back out, put more ice into it, and flush it back out. Because I did try one, and I just didn't really care for the process. It was just too much hand holding. I didn't want that. I wanted just something to kind of sit off to the side and kind of just let it do its own thing.
So I guess now that you're saying that, I kind of don't want to mess with it. Like, even though I bought the stuff to be able to do it, I don't know if I would be able to keep it down cold enough. Because it basically, when you're lagering, for the listeners, when you're lagering, you have to keep it below like 58 degrees or right at 58 degrees. And
while that, style, yeah, 53 sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. While that doesn't sound like a lot, your glycol chillers is basically the only way you can do it for the most part consistently, because and then that basically is going to create a ton of heat. And then the DIY stuff that Jeremy's talking about, I think we've talked about well, at this point, I don't know if we talked about it on a podcast or not, but basically you would get like an old air conditioner and like basically dunk the cooling side of it in the water bath and then use that as basically a heat exchanger. But then it's like, okay, cool. Well, now, like, where do you dump that excess heat? So, like, if you're going to make a lager in the summertime, your air conditioner is going to create so much heat in the room that it's in that you're going to be fighting that too. Yep. So I feel like, and to get around it, to have a super clear beer with crisp. So the lager yeast creates a bunch of esters when it's above a certain temperature, like maybe like 58 degrees and above, it'll start to create off flavors that by brewing, the theory is brewing under pressure kind of prevents those esters from really kind of taking over any flavor in your flavor beer. So I think it's a really easy way of doing it without like sacrificing your A, space, and B, I think that lagers tend to just need to be fermenting for a longer period of time, or not fermenting, but lagering basically. So like what I've noticed is the longer I have a beer in the keezer, the clearer and clearer it gets.
Yep.
So it's like, especially because it's pulling all the stuff off the bottom, and then it'll like everything will fall to the bottom, and then it'll pull it off. So like you'll have maybe a few cloudy beers, but the longer it sits in there, and the more you let it sit, the clearer and clearer it gets.
Yep.
I don't. So we talked about. You go ahead.
I was gonna say on the note before you get too far into another subject, like you can aid that along as well too. You can use like biofine or gelatin to help drop more of those proteins out of suspension, so you can get a clearer beer a lot quicker.
Yeah,
as well too. So go ahead, I'll let you.
But I'm worried about introducing like more, like somehow introducing like other contaminants when that happens. You know what I mean? Like I'm worried if I were to do that and add biofine, it's like, okay, well now you have oxygenation that happens, and you're kind of fighting some other like bacteria or something, or you didn't quite sanitize everything perfectly. So
I've done it once. It turned out fine. Like I used the gelatin, and I didn't have any issues. But I took all the precautions I could think of. So I sprayed down the lid, and the vessel I used obviously was microwaved and boiled all the gelatin. Of course, you got to let that cool down. So I put aluminum foil over top of that, and that was sprayed with sanitizer as well. And then when I cracked open the keg to pour it in, of course you got to pour it slow. So I did it kind of slow. But then when I put the lid back on, I went ahead and turned I burst it with CO2 to get what, if any, oxygen was just kind of hanging around. So, but I mean, it turned out great. But I mean, I get the worry. I think the biggest worry for oxygenation or oxygenated beer would be if you're doing like hazy IPAs, and that's visible. I mean, it'll go from like a whatever color, like a pale yellow, green, or green color to it'd be purple when oxygen gets to it. So then you're like, oh, that's all right. That's wrong.
Yeah. So I don't know what the hell I'm going to do if my blueberry one is already purple. I'll never be able to tell.
Tell my taste.
Yeah, but I don't know if I know what those flavors and stuff are. Like, I don't know if I can tell, like, if that's what it is, So.
Well, we can talk about that for a quick minute before I get into the recipe. So those who are part of a homebrew club, which Mike is now, usually during summer months is kind of when they'll have like classes, and maybe yours will too. You can even ask them the next time you go, like, hey, when are you guys going to do like an off flavor class? So I've never done one of those before. So what they'll do is they'll have like off flavor kit with all these unique flavors, and they'll pour it into like a cheap beer, so like Pabst Blue Ribbon or something like that, and that way you'll know like, oh, diacetyl is supposed to taste like butter, and they'll pour like a little bit in these cups, and you drink it like, oh yeah, I do taste that. That's kind of gross. I don't want that off flavor. And somebody's like, oh, I get this Band-Aid rubber band kind of flavor. Okay, that's an off flavor that you don't want in beer, but you may get a green apple, which some people like and some people can't pick up. And then I think they'll even do like the different heffies, so you can get like bubble gum, clove, banana. Then they'll do some other ones as well too. I can't remember off the top of my head. I've not been able to participate in one. I'm always on vacation when that happens, but I have an idea, and I've had a couple that tasted funny. So yeah. For the viewers, I've already talked to this a little bit with Jeremy, and if you join our Discord, you wouldn't have seen it, but if you join our other Discord, I don't post a ton of stuff, but I was trying to make his blueberry honey ale, which has been a hit forever, and I was just trying to follow the recipe. I made a little bit of tweaks with just the hops to just get a little bit different flavor profile, because that's the one I've liked with the other stuff. And one of the other recipes I saw had those same hops. So I was like, all right, I'll use these. Well, the blueberry extract that I went on, like I forgot to buy it when I was purchasing all the grain from like More Beer, not a sponsor, but give us a call. And I forgot to get the blueberry extract. So I was like, and I was kind of in a hurry because I thought I was supposed to add it during the fermentation process. So like I was like, oh, I need it now. So I went on Amazon, searched for blueberry extract, and then found the top one that had like, it was like the top listed one. It had like 20
20,500 reviews, and it was like a 4.5 stars. It's like, it was 4 ounces, exactly what I was needing. I'm like, cool, purchase. And it was like a made in the USA product. I was like, yeah, cool. And I got it and I dumped it in my beer after. So I didn't need to do it during the fermentation process. So I did it at transfer. So I was basically transferring it from the fermentation vessel to the keg, the serving vessel. And I just dumped it in there, purged the keg with the CO2, and then started transferring. And then I noticed when I poured it in there, it was like dark black, almost like dark purple. I was like, that's weird.
Right.
And then, like, when I was doing something, because I pressurized the serving vessel and I connected the two, and it started pumping it into the fermenting vessel. And I was like, ah, shit, that's not the direction I wanted to go. Then I was like, oh, it's black. Like, what in the hell is going on?
Oopsies.
And then, yeah. So then I transferred everything, and then I tasted it, and it came out with like all these like black floaties and like all this really gross stuff. And it was just super, super bitter. And it's got a strong blueberry smell, but I'm like, what the hell? Like, what's going on? And then I looked up the product that I got, and because Amazon just filters stuff and no particular reason why, and they just have stuff, it was a blueberry extract substitute. I was like, awesome. So
what was the substitute?
Don't know. It's like all natural stuff. So I'm guessing they probably used a lot of like blueberry skins and like probably the like pulp that's left over from like juicing blueberries to create this blueberry essence. Yeah. It's still all food safe, and they do a lot of stuff with like bakeries and stuff. But I'm wondering if it was like way stronger. Like A, I think it might be way stronger, but B, I think it's just a different like blueberry flavor. I'm kind of pissed off that I did that, because I think I've ruined it. I'm gonna let it sit for like a good couple of weeks and try it again, or try it probably often. It's just hopefully it'll settle out, and then some of that stuff will kind of come off. But it is the grossest purple. Like, it is so off-putting.
Who made it, if you don't mind asking? Or you don't have to answer it. I don't want to get lost in trouble. But
the extract was Lorian or something like that. Hold on, I'm looking to see.
It was like L'Oreal, like the shampoo, was it?
No, it's Loran, Lorann oils, blueberry bakery emulsion, realistic blueberry flavor. So not all natural. I was unhappy. Yeah, I put a link to it in our Discord, and it was a disappointment, especially for having like, what did it have? 20 now it has 20,616 reviews and like 4.5 stars. I wish I would have.
Very popular. Maybe
I wish I had read through it a little bit more. I mean, to be honest though, like the whole beer probably only cost about like $20 when it's all said and done. The yeast was cheap. The most expensive, I think, ingredient was this extract for like $7.99. But everything else was relatively cheap. Yeah, so it might be like closer to like 25 because of the honey. But the malts and stuff, there wasn't very much. The honey was what kind of brought the ABV up. So that sucked. Gotcha. I'm really upset. I'm still going to probably like bottle a bunch of it and then maybe send it to you guys to
like should
review and be disgusted by. But kind of like what happened here, maybe eventually it'll just all settle out and be actually pretty good.
Right, so, exactly.
Because I'm like, is there like, so I started like looking stuff up. I'm like, do I try and like add some more something to try and like flavor it a little bit, like to kind of direct it in a non-bitter direction? Do I try and add a little bit more honey to get some more honey flavor? Then I'm like, I don't think it's worth trying to mess with. Because I was thinking I could probably add like a simple syrup or something that's like to try and counter the ABV, not the ABV, the bitterness. IBUs.
Yeah, you could. I mean, another one, you could even just kind of bump it up and then throw in like, I don't know, a couple ounces of milk sugar.
That's what I was thinking.
And
Lactose, yeah.
Because you'll give you like a little bit of the sweetness, but I'll actually add some to the body as well too, right? So then you can be like almost like a cream ale, blueberry, thing.
Blueberry creamsicle. I'll make a blueberry creamsicle.
Perfect.
A honey blueberry creamsicle.
I mean, you could try. I mean, hey, give me 5 gallons, right? I mean,
yeah. That's what it's like. If I'm going to throw it out anyway.
Yeah, just experiment with it a little bit. Just see what happens.
Yeah. So I want to rate your beer because I actually really like this, and I will drink it some more. I would say that this is probably like a high 3, so I'm going to say like 3, 4. I'm going to say 4. It's a 4.0. It's a solid 4. Yep.
Well, give me one moment. I got to find the freaking app again. I think I'd be better at this by now. It's not Gale, Mexican Dark.
I kind of like the
not 44.
The zest. It's got the lemons or the lime zest.
Yeah, so when I first made it, like it was pow in your face, and people loved it. I even brought extra to the homebrew meetings, and people were supposed to throw more into it. Because I've seen people like even Coronas will chunk, they'll throw in as many as they can fit in the damn thing. Yeah, but give it a 4 as well too. I'm actually a lot happier than what it was going to be. I was already at a 0. I was like, it's going to suck.
Yeah, you under promised, over delivered, you dick.
Yeah, you better hone up for the next one then.
Yeah,
I'm swinging.
So what is the recipe? Let's go over that real quick.
Oh yeah, holy crap!
Really quick.
So it makes 5 gallons. Really quick. Okay, we're done. So it's a 5-gallon batch. So 8 pounds of Pilsner malt. I use 1 pound of Vienna malt. Use 8 ounces of chocolate. That's just to give it some color. And then 4 ounces of caramel malt, again, just for color as well too. This time I use a different ratio of salts. I always say mine is 3-3-3. This time I only used 1 gram of calcium chloride, 1 gram of Epsom salt, and 1 gram of gypsum. Because I really wasn't sure how much a lager should have for salts. I've never done a lager like this before. I used 2 ounces of Tetanine bittering for 60 minutes, which was probably at this side like the most bittering I've ever started off with. And then 1 ounce of Hallertau, or however I say it, I always mess it up. That's supposed to be flame out, not 60 minutes. I don't know why that says 60 minutes. That's a lie. That was at flame out. Again, it was just to get a little bit of flavors from it. Was this my first or second one? This may be my first one. I actually used liquid yeast. And I was not happy when I got it. Because when I got it, the package was warm. And I thought for sure it was dead. But I pitched it anyways and just prayed, and it took off. It was a rocket. So, yeah. So it turned out great. Fun little recipe. Pretty simple. Maybe we'll put it up in the show notes if you guys want it. Try it out. It's not exactly as a Modelo. I'm sure there's other little things that they do, but at least for color wise, it looks like Modelo to me.
I think you got pretty close.
Yeah, I think probably what I should have done was like split this batch and not pre-limed it. You know what I mean? So that way you'd have it base and then put pre-lime. Maybe something I can think about in the future. But yeah, I do have a question for the audience. Just something I've been kind of thinking about for a little while. Paraphernalia. Anybody interested in it? I know there's companies where we can send our logo off to, and they can make T-shirts or whatever, stickers, blah blah blah. I don't know. I have no idea how much it would cost. I've not looked into it, but it's just something I've been thinking about. I was thinking about just getting like a T-shirt for myself to go through like what's it called, like Teespring or something like that, and just kind of wearing it during the podcast, just kind of promote it a little bit more. But if you're interested, let us know. Put it in the whatever, and then put it in the Discords and the emails, and then you can text Mike at 1-900-555-4321.
8675309 is my actual extension.
But you gotta ask for Jimmy first.
Yeah. Some swag, some merch, as they like to call it. Merch. We could make like bottle openers. That'd be kind of fun. Yeah, we'll have to look into that. I don't even know how much that stuff costs or whatnot. But,
yeah, I would like to get like a little census on it first before I get too far into it.
Yeah, we'll have to find our logo again wherever that is.
It's right there, Discord.
Yeah, but I don't know where the actual like file.
Probably have it somewhere.
I hope so. We'll have to find it though. Yeah. If not, we can probably recreate it. I don't know that. Yeah. So don't forget to have a pint with your pals. That's not how it goes. Go out and have a pint with your pals.
Yes, and always please drink responsibly. Like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord, ask questions, give us suggestions, what beers you're drinking, what you want us to drink, or hell, even what you want us to brew. I'm willing to try to make about anything. And on that note,
cheers.
Cheers. Doop, doop, doo, doo.